Welcome to Drake Intelex mobile app training. In this training, we're going to talk about two main topics. One is how to set up a mobile app on your Android or iOS device, and also how to access the app to do work in it. And on that, we're going to look at two modules that is in the app right now in this training. One is the inspection module, and then the other is the action plans. At the end of this training, you will be able to set up the app on your device and also be able to perform, use the app to perform an inspection and also to create an action plan. So with that, let's jump in. Now, if you see my screen right now, this is my Apple iPad that I'm using. This is the app that I have over here for Intelex. This app right here is a free app on the Google Play on the Android or the Apple Store with the either iPad or iPhone. So it's free for everybody. Anybody can download this app. This app is not tied to anybody. It's a free app online. Anybody can download it. Now I'm going to click on it and see what it gives us. Now on my screen right here, it's asking me to log in. But when you are using it for the very first time, this is not what you're going to see. What you're going to see is something like this. You're going to ask you to put in a link because Intelex is a cloud-based system. So to get into the link for your company, you have to get into the data for your company. You should be able to have a link that leads to the data or the setup for your company. So you're going to be required to do that. This information will be provided to you by the system administrators, and then you either copy paste it or type it in there, and that will give you access to the system. Now you come to the login page. You're going to be your email address for Drake and then your password. So I'm going to log in real quickly, and then we can start it. Let's wait for it to load. Good. So for my page here, on my account, the system brought me right away to the home page. Now, when you are using this one for the very first time, it will not directly bring you to the home page. It's going to give you a little tour about the system before it brings you to the home page. So you're going to be clicking through some pages before you land on the home page. Now, before I do anything over here, I want to show you something here. So when you saw this home page, these are the tiles, the information, the tiles that represent the applications in the entire system. So you have the inspection and the action plan. You can also do the same thing using that little dot over here. You can get a list format of those that you can also access there. What I want to point out here is this little menu over here, the help, settings, and sign out, right? Now the help, definitely if you click on it, it's going to give you link you to some other pages that you can get help with, or help with some other issues that you're having. But I want to talk about the settings here. If you click on it, it gives you some three items: offline settings, retake tour. So if you want to go back and take the tour again, you can do that. And again, system about the system. Now the offline settings shows you that this system could be used offline. Right, so your system runs off of Wi-Fi or any or mobile your mobile system network system, but you can also use system offline to do perform an inspection or anything that you want to do. Now, before you use this for the first time, I will encourage you guys to go here to offline mode and then turn them on. So normally you're going to see this, and you're going to just flip this button right here to enable the offline mode, so that in case you are working outside and you don't have connection, you will be able to complete your inspection. And when you get to a Wi-Fi mode or where there's internet, you could also, the system will automatically sync in and then offload the data to the system. All right, so let's go back here. All right, now that this one is enabled, let's jump into the actual system. So let's go into the inspection module first. Okay, so you click on the module and you're going to see these two pages right here, these additional tiles. I mean, they're made in such a way that it's very easy to access. You can't miss it. So my inspection and new inspection. My inspection is for anything that has been assigned to you. So for example, if your supervisor has assigned an inspection to you to do, you're going to see it over here. Or if you have also assigned yourself an inspection to do at a later date, it's going to also show over here. Also, if any saved inspection that you've done is going to be over you've done will also show up over here, an inventory of your inspection. So if I click on it, this is a test site, so I've done a lot of tests on inspections, so you can see the history of my inspections over here, over there. So if I had any inspection that has not been performed yet, it's still going to show over here. All right. Now the new inspection makes you gives you an ability to do an ad hoc inspection. So you can do an inspection at any time. You don't have to actually schedule it to do it, because this new inspection, let's say you are walking around, you forget, hey, I need to get inspection done. You can pull your mobile phone, access the system, and conduct your inspection, and then the data will be on the web, and anybody can take a look at it. All right, so for this, I'm going to go into the new inspection. Okay, I'm going to show you how to perform an inspection. Now, this page right here is where you're going to land when you click on the new inspection. Okay, the first one is that you're going to see location. You see it has a red asterisk over here, so it means that it's required filled. Schedule date, type of inspection, inspection checklist, and then equipment, building, and area. Now, so everybody that has a user in the system has a location tied to it. I'm a system admin, so I'm tied to the top location, which is scanning, right? Now, so let's say that I belong to Paulden, or I went to Paulden, and I'm going to perform an inspection at Paulden. So I can change my location by clicking this global thing over here, and these are all the locations that is already in the system. So I can select Paulden as my location, right, to do an inspection. And then I come to schedule time. Okay, I want to do it right now. It's 10 p.m. And then I'm going to go to the type of inspection I want to conduct. All right, so in inspection type is going to be, what inspection type inspection are you going to do? Is it environmental inspection? Are you going to do equipment inspection? Is it a safety inspection? So as time goes on, we're going to be adding a little more inspections here. This is what we have right now in the system, right? So I'm going to click on safety. I want to do a safety inspection. Now, for the inspection, for this one to work well, the inspection should have a checklist. So you're going to type the type of checklist am I going to be picking, I'm not going to use, or am I using to conduct an inspection. So you're going to click over here and look at, so the safety, under safety, we have a lot of checklists that have been put into the system. So we have workplace exam, building inspections. So for the sake of this tutorial or this training, I'm going to pick quarterly hydrant inspections. It's a checklist, right? And then equipment, building, and area. So if your inspection is tied to a location, or is tied to an equipment, or is tied to a certain specific area in the plant, you're going to go over here and pick up an area. So I'm going to click on it. My pen is not working with me. Okay, so for now, this is how much information we have under that. So we have equipment. You can see Queen Creek equipment, Higley equipment. We have Q building, which is Paulden, all kinds of locations and equipment. So we're going to populate more. So if your inspection has to do with the location equipment, that's where you go to pick up. I'm not going to do anything because my inspection is not tied to any location. So I'm going to leave it alone. And then I will go continue to open up the checklist I'm going to be using. Okay. Whilst you wait, okay. So this is the checklist that I've selected to do my inspection, the quarterly hydrant. So it's going to be asking me some questions, and I'm going to answer yes or no, and then proceed. Now you can see that it has yes or no response, and also has ability to take photos. You can add comments, and you can add findings. Okay, so I'm going to go through this and then show you how those things work. So you're asking me, is a hydrant located at northwest of security gatehouse okay? I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to click next. And answer, if answer is no, what are the observe, what did you observe, right? Okay, I say yes. So I didn't observe anything, so I can type none. Okay. And keep going. The hydrant, Southwest office building, okay. Let's say yes. And then it's gonna tell me if it's no, so I didn't observe anything because it's yes. And I'll say none. And then I'll keep going. So let me do this quickly. Yes. Go in, say none. So this the different checklist. This is how it's set up. Now let's say that it's a hydrant located at Q building. Okay. Let's say you went there and then there's something wrong with the hydrant, right? So you're gonna say no, but you have something to do here. So you can take a pic photo of it. Again, if you have something that you can pull into the system, you can already on your phone, you can upload it. But if you don't, you can just take a picture. All right. I'm just going to take a picture of my window here. That's my photo. It's a use photo right here at the bottom. Okay. Now this system gives you some annotation ability, right? So I can say, okay, this is the place that is wrong. You can write on it. You can do stuff on it and things like that. You can write and annotate. When you are done, you just click in, attach. Okay. Now, since you added there's something wrong with it, you're going to be adding your photo get uploaded over here, right? So since you added a photo and there's something wrong with the system, you're going to be adding a finding. So let's click on finding. So if you click on finding, you're going to ask you two things: attach a finding or add one. Normally, you're not going to have anything to attach a finding, so you're going to add a finding. So you touch on that, and you're going to ask the finding also has ability to give you a camera, so you can also take a picture, additional pictures into your finding, right? Because this finding is going to help you create action items. Okay, when you go into the web or the computer-based page. So, what's the severity of the things you saw, right? The action that you have, what's the severity of it? Let's say it's medium. So you type medium. What's the description? So you have to put in a description. Let's say that something blocking it. Okay. Now, over here is a suggested action plan. So the action plan, this is not required, but if you have a specific way that you want this to be resolved, you can put it over here because you're going to use it to create an action plan. So you can either fill this section or not. But if you fill it out, you can easily use it, copy paste it into your action plan when you get to go to create an action plan. Okay. Now, this is due in, so you click, okay, I want this to be due in 3 days. So we can just say we want it get it done in 3 days or 1 week, I mean, today. And then close without action. So these are the two things here. Let me explain it quickly. So if you choose close without action, it will go green and it's going to tell you manual close comment. What did you do to close it? So you only choose this session if you're able to close the action right away on the field, right? If you're able to do that on the field. If you're able to do that on the field, then you can put in your comment, okay, I removed the blockade or whatever is blocking it, so I'm good. And then you save it and you're done. If not, if somebody has to go there and do something, you just have to check no, right? And then you save it. Okay, and then you go back into your inspection. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all that, right? So I just want to show you how the inspection works, how to add a photo, how to add an action item, and a finding, and things like that, how to add a put and annotate it. So this is how the inspection works. Now, for the sake, since I'm not done, I'm going to just save it, right? When you're done, because I'm not done, I'm going to save it. Since I'm not completed, it's not completed, it's going to go into my my inspection so that I can pick it up later and continue it. Let me show you something over here. Let's say I was able to get it completed, right? So if you click this column here, it's going to take you through some few pages here. So if you click here, this little dot here will give you the summary of your findings. So it's going to give you all the findings that you've put into the system. And then if you click it again, it's going to give you the details of your inspection. Now down here is called complete inspection, right? So one thing I will recommend that anytime you conduct an inspection, save it and then you complete it, all right? So you can click complete inspection and then inspection will be completed and everything will be loaded into the system. So your supervisor, or you can go back later onto the computer and pull it up and do something with it, right? Again, the mobile app right here is just for your field work. It doesn't have the ability to go in there and do a lot like you would do on a computer. So the the web module or the web version has a lot more capability than the mobile app. But the mobile app is used for field work. Okay, so that's going to about to get things done on the foot quickly, and then you can come back to your computer and then view it in detail. Okay. All right. So I'm going to continue here. So if I go back here, it's going to see that I have that inspection still sitting over here because I'm not done with it. Right. So you're going to register over there. Now let me go back to my home page. Click there. You go to home, and then talk about the action plan real quickly. Now, this action plan module here is a very, very, very important section, right? So this action plan is a complete different module, just like the inspection module. The inspection module has its own in it an action plan, right? So if you want to add an action, if you perform an inspection and you want to add an action plan, you can add an action plan to your findings on the web, okay? So after conducting the inspection and you submit it to the computer, you go back to your office, you open up your web page, and you can create action plans for your actions and assign the actions to people. Now, you can do the same thing over here, but this one is a standalone module. So for example, let's say you are walking around and you saw something wrong, right? Something wrong. Let's say you saw a broken taillight for a truck, and you cannot do anything about it at that time. You can quickly create an action plan on your cell phone. Okay, so let me go into it a little bit. So just like the inspection, it has my actions and new actions. My actions are things that have been assigned to you, right? So if you have action items assigned to you to do, it's going to go over here. And then this is what you use for the ad hoc action items on the field, right? So if I click on this, it's going to give me the same thing like I was doing that finding stuff. But this is a typical action item that you can create on the field right away, either with your inspection or by something completely new. You don't have to do an inspection to do this action item. So this action item can be done at any time, anywhere. Wherever you see something that needs to be done, you can send an action item. Or you want somebody to do something for you, you can also create an action item on your phone, and the system will send the person an email that an action has been assigned to him or her. So again, you can get a camera, you can take a picture of it, the type of action. So let me go over here. So you're going to tell you, okay, before I go there, you see the location over here? The same thing like we did an inspection. So you have to make sure the location where you are is critical, is selected. My pen is not working well. Okay, so let's say I went to Higley, I visited Queen Creek, and I find something wrong with something. I can select my site, Queen Creek. That's where the action is supposed to be done. Choose my action type. So the action type is three things. Is it preventative, is it corrective, or containment? Containment action is something that we put in place to make sure it's like a temporary action, temporary safeguard. Something we put in place to make sure that in the immediate future, something doesn't happen. Corrective action, preventive action. So you choose your action, right? And then the action required, type what action do you want the person to do. Let's say the person should go and fix the tail light. You type it over there. Who is responsible? So if I click over here, it's going to give me everybody in the company. Okay, all the names of people in the company. So you can choose whoever you want the action to go to. Okay, and then you select, okay, the target date. When do I want the action to be done, right? And then you type of review. So this is very important. So you can either just leave it like this, that no review not required, or you can say, okay, to be reviewed by a creator or to be reviewed by a supervisor. So before the action can go through or can be completed, the supervisor has to review the response to the action before the action can be completed. Okay. So let me clear this one right here. So this is how the action plan works. This is very, very powerful tool. Now, to complete the action that you've put in place, so again, on this one, you either save it or you execute action plan. So if you execute action plan, it's just like you completed the action, but you can hit on it and then it will register into the system. If you execute it, if you save it, it's going to save, but it's not going to go anywhere. So for you to go to somebody, you have to execute the action plan, and the system will send the person an email. And this system that you've said, the action plan will register under your account on the web. So you can go to the web and look at it and follow up and make sure the person has actually completed the action. Okay. So this is a very powerful tool right here, and I just want to point it out. So we have covered, let me discard this because I didn't finish it. So just like we started, we've covered the inspection, how to do an inspection, perform an inspection, using an app right here, and also how to create an action plan, an ad hoc action plan, either through your inspection or a standalone action plan on the field using this system. All right. So please, if you have any other questions, get with me or any system administrator, and they will take you through. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best. All right. Bye-bye.